to Mommy Needs a Break. It's a podcast for mommies who don't have it together because we ain't got it together. So we thank you for taking a break with us. I'm Megan Thomas at McScoop all over your social media.
And I'm Marisa Johnson. She is Marisa J on Instagram.
And yes, follow us at MNAB Podcast so you can see all about our podcast. And today you see this beautiful lady and this beautiful baby right here, right? Okay. She's an actress. She's a comedian. She's a mother of 4, including a set of twin boys. She has actually 4 boys, which is amazing.
Yeah.
She's my Sarah. She's from Kentucky. I love her. Y'all give it up for Angel Tanksley. And this is Amar, baby Amar. Hi.
You say hi.
You're so, oh, he's like, okay. Oh, look at this smile. You like me, Amar. You're
He's like, is it my turn? Is it my turn?
Okay, so this is your 4th baby. How's it been with 4?
It's been cool, easy breezy. I think because I had twins and the twins were such a jolting, like, okay, how we're gonna do this. Having one infant is like
you're a pro. You're
What
pro.
ages?
oldest is 10, the twins are 4, and then this almost 3-month-old.
Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna get into all of that, but before we do,
Yes, before we get into that, it's Ain't No Shame. It's our mommy confession time.
Oh yes, that's
So,
right.
there ain't no shame in, so sometimes basically, let me start over. Ain't no shame in doing nothing, basically. So, on Fridays, I don't work, and I still take Hilla to daycare. And sometimes I'm like,
beautiful.
why am I taking her to daycare? I ain't even doing nothing.
girl, because she was so cool and you need a break.
Yeah, ain't no shame in
And I'm
that.
like, you know what? Ain't no shame in doing absolutely nothing.
Yes, that's how you keep your sanity.
Right. And so that's what I'm learning,
That's good.
in these few weeks have passed. I'm like, let me just take her to daycare. And then I just lay here and I watch TV all day.
Oh my gosh,
That sounds amazing.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
it's amazing.
Okay, well there ain't no shame in using the new mother / pregnancy mother spot at the grocery store and you're not really a new mom.
Hey, that is, listen,
I
that's
am
a
a
blessing.
mom. Because I was reading that the other day. Now, Mav's 1 year old, so I was like, how new is new mom? Okay, that's us. Let's go.
Yeah, you still do. I used to, well, I don't got to now. I used to poke my belly out just to be like,
Stop.
I'm being serious. I'd be like, I know ain't nobody gonna question me. Now my belly just out there. But yeah, absolutely, take them spots.
But where do they have those anymore? Because Toys R Us used to have it.
They did, and God bless them, recipes. But, I mean, some grocery stores have it.
Really?
So, yeah.
I don't see it anywhere.
Because it's probably taken by somebody whose child is like 7.
Yeah.
I mean, again, how new is new?
Right. Ain't no shame.
Angel, you had any ain't no shames, I'm sure.
Ain't no shame in having this baby sit in this dirty diaper until we finish this podcast. That's where the shame is. That he ain't mad about it. It's just pee. He is sterile.
There you go.
And it'll come up off his butt. He ain't upset. If he was upset, then yes, there might be some shame. But you happy, ain't you?
Yeah.
He's looking for a boo. Okay. Ain't no shame in that. I'm about to breastfeed him during this podcast.
You gotta see, this is what it's about, Mom. You gotta multitask and make it do what it do. You know what I mean? Okay.
Beautiful.
So let's talk about some mommy tips.
Okay.
Just a couple of things we learned along the way. I will start. So this is something I didn't know, guys. All right. So you tell me if you knew this because I didn't know. So you know how the onesies, how the shirts are cut like wide, right? They're like weird. They have a little flap. I don't know. It looks weird. Yeah, it's like it.
I know this tip. Go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
So I didn't know that you're supposed to roll it down
Yes.
when they poop and not taking it over their head.
It's wide enough. The reason why it's cut like that is that it's wide enough to go over their entire torso and body the opposite way. Instead of how we put on shirts.
Instead of going this way, you can just pull it. So any
Like a
shirts,
romper.
yes, any shirts that Halo has, the ones that are like the shoulders are like this or whatever, because they got the little flaps at the bottom that you pin together, you snap together. Well, yeah, those try it next time. I tried it this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try this. And I pulled it down and I was like, shut up. This whole time Matt had poop all up the back of his head because I'm pulling his little poopy onesies off. I should have been pulling them down.
I had no idea.
Angel, wait, how many kids did you have before you went in that?
Twins. I had the twins when I found that out. And I was like, oh, and now I dress him that way. Now I'll go ahead and I'll clip the thing and then have him kind of step into it like a bathing suit or something.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a style.
I always wondered why it was like cut a little wider up here. I was like, because sometimes Mal will pull it and then it looks like it's just like a really open boat neck shirt. I'm like, why do I look boat neck?
Boat neck.
Well, I thought it was for like my big-headed kids. I was like, my kids have really big heads, so yeah, it needs to be that wide. But then I saw somebody do it on a TV show, and I said, oh my god.
I learned that today.
I was today years old.
Yeah, I was today years old. That's funny.
You have any mommy tips for us? I'm sure. I want to hear this.
Oh my God, do I?
Yes.
Do I really? Let me think.
There's so many.
There's so many, but I don't know if any of them are good.
They are.
I don't know. I guess if you plan on having more kids, the quicker you can make the oldest independent prior to the younger ones showing up, the better. Like my twins, even though they're 4, they can bathe themselves, they dress themselves.
What does that look like?
What?
Bathe themselves.
How do you teach them that?
Right.
I do it and then have them do it.
Oh, okay.
Like I still have to like check up behind them on their like butt.
Yeah.
Like because
They're boys.
they're boys. But like they get joy out of being able to wash themselves. They're like, no, mommy, I'm doing it, and they get they are covered in suds. They get it done. But I'm glad that I did, so that like there's certain stuff I don't have to do for them, and I can just worry about baby.
I got a couple months to do that.
You can do it.
You can do it. She likes being independent. Halo's good at that.
She's grown. She's like 25.
See, you did.
Perfect. You're like, go Uber yourself today.
Right. You basically there already, right?
That's funny. Well, I mean, since she does act older, she's aware of a lot. And what I've been realizing is I have to put down my phone when I'm with her.
Yeah.
So I have to, intentionally like not look at email. I will do it. I will be outside finishing my emails and texts because I know she's in here and she's going to run straight to me.
Yeah.
And she'll grab my phone from me now because she wants my attention.
Yeah.
And so it's like I have to put down my phone and intentionally like pay her attention because she's watching me now.
Well, that's why there ain't no shame in you send her off to daycare. You're undivided attention. You need some time for yourself.
Yeah, that girl is all in my business.
Yes.
So, put down your phones. Spend some little time with you.
Some real time with your kids. Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's roll, y'all.
Okay, so since you're on a break with us, we're going to take a quick break and scroll through our timelines. What's happening today on your
First of all, that was quick.
He just started. But he's going to eat some more. He was playing down there, and I was like, wow.
Because I heard him. He was in there. I was like, Lord, he is sucking the life out your nipples.
Yes. But then he was sitting there like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, we're not about to, laughing. You know what I'm talking about you.
So cute. I love him. Okay, so let's talk about this. So Wendy Williams, the talk show queen, said that she took her son or her nephew to the strip club so she could teach him how to make it rain. So now the question is, what would you do that with your child or your son? And also, what other taboo thing would you teach your son? Like, would you your children? Would you tell them about like smoking weed and say, okay, you can smoke weed in the house, you can drink alcohol in the house underage as long as it's within the confines of our home? Like, what else would you do with your child that's considered taboo?
I would teach him how to cheat, but never.
Cheat like on a test?
Yes. I would.
What? Why? Why don't you just be like, do good?
I would, but if I was like, if I could see like it ain't gonna go well for you, partner, I'd be like, here's the way how to get by. Because I was the best. I was so good. I mean, I was hella smart, but I was still really good at cheating if I needed to. Like if I didn't have time to cram because I was so busy, so active, if I didn't have time to cram it in, I knew how to get by. And like, that's probably the only taboo thing. But I'd be like, if I saw that he wasn't good at cheating, like in my teaching him, I'd be like, don't do it.
Wait, time out. That's like power. Tasha was like, I'm going to teach you how to be a drug dealer.
Yes, that's a
And I was like, what? And sure, I'm going to teach you the game because you're not good at it.
That's what real mothers do, okay? You teach your kids how to do stuff when they don't know how to do it.
Wait, so would you do the strip club? Would you take Matt to the strip club?
No. His dad probably would, but I won't. Okay, because this is what would happen if I took Matt to the strip club. You see this lady here? We're gonna ask her about her story.
Yeah.
And why she's here. All right, Pumpkin, can you come here for a second? Yeah, here's a couple dollars. Okay, so what made you want to take off your clothes for a living for men?
Matt's like, Mom.
Matt, ask her. You have any questions
No,
to ask her?
that's great though. I honestly think that's amazing.
He'd be like, I hate this strip club. This is why I don't go to the strip club. My mom ruined it for me, okay?
That's hilarious. I took my brother to the strip club. Was that count?
Did you? No, it's your brother though.
Okay.
That's different.
Like for his 21st birthday.
See, that's different. I'm just saying, like, I think her son's like 19 or something, 20. So
Wow.
Wendy Williams. But I also believe in, like, you take away, like, when you talk about and you teach your children stuff that is kind of taboo or stuff that's kind of like awkward, you make it to where they can have a very informed opinion about it, number one. And number two, you also kind of take away the taboo-ness of it. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, like STDs. So when Mav gets of age, whatever that age is deemed upon his maturity level, there's a slideshow that he will get about STDs. This is what gonorrhea looks like on your penis. This is the discharge that will ooze out if you have chlamydia. Yes, he's going to be seeing all, and I'm going to tell his friends and their parents, like, if you would like your son to be a part,
please
send them over at this time, and they will all sit and watch on the TV screen exactly. Now, when you get this type of STD, this is what it does to your penis, and this is how it looks, all right?
Right, there you go.
And so now it's like, okay, well, at least you know, because if something is going on out here, I have taken away the stigma of STDs, you know what's going on.
I understand conversation, yes, but there's certain things I'm just not going to permit in my house. Like, my son is not smoking. I don't smoke weed.
Right.
So you ain't smoking weed up in my house. You want to take that chance out here in these streets. I'm not doing it.
What if he did an edible?
I would also, I'd probably be even more pissed about an edible. I'd be like, you don't know who made that, how much is in there, the strength, the potency. You don't know how this might jack you up.
Right.
I'd rather him, if he was like, I want to smoke, I'd rather him be going to get weed from a dispensary that he trusts.
Right.
And do it in a more mature fashion. But an edible, I'd be like, you don't know what's about to happen. You're going to be high for 3 days.
You don't know what their kitchen conditions are. You can't eat. Oh, everybody has.
It's crazy when you think about things you did. Like, I did all this stuff.
Yes.
It's so young. Like, I was doing everything.
And now, Halo.
About, like, her.
What are you doing this thing?
I'm like, oh my God.
And see, I did nothing.
Really?
I didn't start drinking until I was 26.
What?
Never smoked anything.
I was asking people to buy my alcohol for me in high school.
Oh, wow. You were like, you get it.
I was giving people money to...
I was hanging out in Army barracks at like 17 because I was like, they giving us alcohol. It's fun, guys. Don't ever do that, okay? Don't ever do that. I'm just saying.
That's funny.
But I like the alcohol thing too. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'd rather him have his first taste of alcohol at home with us. Especially before he goes off to college, because I don't want him, you know, like with me, there was no alcohol in my house growing up. So I didn't have any understanding of like, okay, how to not be a drunk, how to not do this. Even though I didn't do it because alcohol, it didn't end up being my thing. But I don't want him to not be informed. I want him to be like, okay, this is what a drink, this is what this alcohol tastes like, okay? And this is what, don't drink too much of this. This is what's going to get you drunk. Like, all that stuff. I feel like I'd rather him learn from me.
My husband will probably teach him that. My husband, on the other hand, not me. My husband was drinking as a teenager, but I wasn't. So for me, I'd be like, I don't understand why you want it. But if he was like interested, my husband would be like, all right, let's open up the liquor cabinet. Let's go in.
That's funny.
So let's talk about you. I love your family, and I love, like, I'm glad you mentioned your husband, because I love watching your YouTube channel. Because you are so honest and you reveal so much about your family, your husband, your kids are all on there. Like, do you ever feel like this is too much? Like, I'm revealing too much?
No, because I am very strategic about what I am, like, even though I am transparent, I am still very selective about what I'm transparent about. The kids were a thing that we had to negotiate. Like, he got online, got online sooner than all the rest of my kids. Like, my husband had a very, like, who are you showing these strangers stuff to type of, but I was also like, but again, how is this hurting us? Like, what is, like, these people's opinions don't have to matter to us. Like, we determine if they matter, if there is a negative or positive opinion. And we're not doing anything crazy where we're showing where we live, where our kids go to school, where we're jeopardizing our children's safety. So I think once he understood that and understood the power of social media, not just as in a movement, but also as an income.
Right. That's there.
Right. Amen.
Yes.
He began to be like, okay, I get it. But at first, I think it was just way too much of a like, what is this weirdness that you're doing?
Yeah.
Why do you want to show people the kids? Why do they want to see the kids?
Yeah.
And then he kind of, after he became more involved and saw when people would ask about him and actually check up, like be like, did everything go okay with the such and such? They want to know. Yeah, he's like, he kind of more understood understood. He doesn't understand maybe the attraction that people have to watching families.
Which
because you have to like. He doesn't watch a family. There's not like a family that he follows and he's like, what did Derek do today? He's not that guy. But he now understands like what we're doing and that there is an audience for it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's too much.
What made you say, I'm going to start documenting my life publicly?
I started before. I'm an OG. I just have not been consistent. I started in 2009 when I was pregnant with my first son. And that's because I knew I wasn't going to be working as an actress. I was like, I'm pregnant. Nobody's going to hire me. And actually my girlfriend Brisha was like, you should do a mommy blog and like document your pregnancy, because the way you talk about your pregnancy is not how other people talk about their pregnancy. So that's when I started my YouTube channel, was back in 2009. And it was just basically to document my journey being pregnant with my first son with no family members around. So that's what started it. And then I realized people who started after me had made it into a career, and I was like, so what do you do for a living? They're like this, and I was like, but no, how do you get paid money? They're like this, and I was like, wait a second, I've been doing this 4 years longer than you, and I have not seen a check, so you're going to have to explain this to me. So then from there, I was like, okay, I got it. I get it. I get it out.
All right. Okay, so one thing I do want to ask you is, you mentioned not having the help when you first had your first son. How do you manage 4 boys now?
Well, excuse me, my mother, who is not actually at our house now, she takes, I call them tours across the United States. She lives with us currently, and so she's sometimes a big help. But for the most part, like I have, since my first child, I have established a village. So it's, while I'm still like, with them 95% of the time, I have people now that I can call on. Like tomorrow, I have a voiceover job that is all day long. I have somebody that's going to watch the baby at home until my husband gets home. I have somebody that's going to pick up one child from a bus stop, the other 2 from a school. So like,
that's good.
It took some time to develop a village. I mean, the thing is, I do the same for these people. Like if they need somebody to pick them up or pick up their kids, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So that's one thing. California, and being transplants, if you're gonna have a kid, you definitely have to establish a village, and you will go crazy.
I think you said that to me yesterday.
Oh yeah, because Marisa's having her second baby, so I was like, what's your village looking like?
Oh yeah, you gotta get one.
You gotta get one.
You gotta get one. I recharted a chapter of Mocha Moms, which is a national organization for support groups.
Someone is trying to get me to.
You should do it. Yeah. It's huge. I mean, sometimes it's just like, why would I do that? But like, truly, it does come from a place like you finding out just now that you can roll down the onesie instead of getting crap up. Like it'd be sometimes small stuff like that, and sometimes it's huge stuff like, oh my God, my child has a fever, has been throwing up. Is something going around, and people can quickly respond, oh yeah, my child just got sick, it's the such and such that's happening. So just having that resource, or something like, can somebody pick up my child? I cannot get from work in time.
Where did you learn how to trust? I think that's my biggest thing. Like the only person I really leave Halo with, like overnight, whatever, is my mom.
That's
it's like it's the only time I can have like a clear mind. I can do what I have to do and just be okay. I mean, daycare is cool too, but
I'm about to say she
does have daycare. I mean, but she's been there. But I'm talking about like just picking them up, and that's just.
Well, these are people that, yes, I have learned to like, and maybe I don't trust them to raise my child, but I trust them enough to do a small task like that. And then I also think people know me and my husband well enough to know that we will kill them. We're not the type to just be like, oh, well, you tried. Like, but I feel like I know I can. My husband really is really good at discerning people's spirit, and most people do have good intentions. Like you can tell, like if it's somebody that you enjoy being around, you might not have the same exact like ethics as them, but for something like, can you pick up my child and get him a snack? I don't really have to be like, oh my God, but are you going to molest my child? Like I don't have those type of fears, but things like that, I do like to make sure we're not doing stupid stuff. I'm not trusting folks that I just met. Like these people I've known
been in your life
4 or 5 years that I know like have good intentions, and that's where. But my child don't get to do no sleepovers.
I know that.
Right. I know nobody. Every parent I talk, no sleepovers. I was like, so we're not gonna get any invitations for sleepovers.
Girl,
no one's.
Or you're gonna have to do the sleepover with like.
Well, why would someone let?
There are people who are all up into it. I am not. My child has had, I think, 2 sleepovers, and one was recently, like his real first official sleepover, and the parents guaranteed me nobody else was sleeping over, and I was just like, okay, so it was just y'all sons, and no, because I was like, I know their sons. We've known their sons since Marcus was 18 months. Their son was 18 months, and I was like, but I don't know none of these other.
Right.
So they're just gonna be, and they were like. And I had a phone conversation with my son, and I said, if you at any point feel uncomfortable, you make them call me.
Yes.
And I said, I don't care if it's 3 a.m. and you wake up and you just had a bad dream. I will wake myself up and I will drive to come get you.
Right.
So like, I'm like, oh, it's so tough. It's so rough. It is. Okay, so besides having 4 boys, you have a set of twins.
Yes.
Natural twins, not like petri dish twins. Not that anything's wrong with that, but we're just trying to, say which one it is. But how was that different, like physically on you, having a single baby? You know what? As far as in carrying, they were easier than my first pregnancy, just because I approached it differently. Little Marcus, who's my oldest, was a surprise pregnancy. It was like, we did not plan it. It was just us not doing what we were supposed to do. Twins, while 2 of them weren't planned, having 2 weren't planned, getting pregnant was planned. So I got into the best shape of my life and stayed that way. So my body was like ready. She was on some She-Ra mess. Like, got this. So physically, in that sense, it was actually really great. Even my doctor was amazed. Like, I eventually had to be induced at 40 weeks because they weren't trying to come out just like. And that's crazy. You had twins. Most twins don't make it to 40 weeks. No, they don't. And that's what I just assumed. I was like, let me not put that on my calendar after 37 weeks because these babies will be here. And I just kept going to the doctors. He's like, nope.
What were you doing?
I worked out until I was 7 months. And I mean, worked out. Like, I was doing sprints on the treadmill. Yes. With these 2 humans in your body. 2 humans. Yes. I was doing sprints. I was lifting weight, for real weight. And I would always listen to my body, so I was never lifting anything that hurt, but I was lifting like weights. Yeah. And at around 7 months is when my doctor was like, okay, great, you did great, stop. And I was like, oh, I gotta stop? And he's like, yeah, that's enough. So, but I will say birthing them, because I had them vaginally, that recovery was something else.
Natural?
Yeah, I had them. Oh, wait, I had medication, but I had them out of my body. So, like, I can't imagine. I've never had a cesarean, and the big thing about me not wanting to have a cesarean with the twins is because I was like, I don't know how I can care for them when I'm recovering. And the fact that I still had like, oh God, I don't know how to care for them because it feels like my entire transmission is going to fall out of.
So how is it? It's like one comes out and then it's just.
Yeah, because you know what? They don't do that now. Like, twins are always C-section most of the time now.
A lot of them because of complications and stuff. But I know quite a few women now that had theirs vaginally.
I feel like women used to do this all the time. My grandmother had 3 sets of twins back in like the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and just pushed them all out. So I'm like, why don't they do that now as much? It's just a liability. Yeah. It's a more controlled environment when you can cut, pull out, sew back up.
So they both have to turn?
Both of them have to be head down.
Right.
Now that doesn't guarantee anything because after the first one gets out, the second one can turn around. Yeah. And my second one did not want to come out. They were 40 minutes apart.
Oh, wow.
And it was 40 minutes of me pushing.
Oh, Lord.
And that's the reason why my body was so sore afterwards. Because I had literally been bearing down for 40 minutes. To the point, like, I remember right before we got him out, I was like, I don't know if I have any more steam left. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to have to pull on. My ancestors, Jesus, got to get this baby up out of me.
Right.
And eventually the doctor had to he helped by using some suction.
Oh, yeah.
To help suction. Because I was just like, he must think that his studio apartment just turned into like a mansion.
Like, oh, this is
nice. So, it did take me a little more time to like be able to like feel like getting out of my husband's truck. I did not have the leg strength to
right.
Like, so I was like, somebody has to have my hand or I'll be on this ground. But because I worked out so much, once all that initial soreness wore off, I was able to take care of them like a champ. I had help, but like I wasn't feeling like I can't hold the car seat. It just took about a week before I felt like, okay, I'm not gonna fall over. My stomach is not about to just fall out of my coochie. Like, it's a lot.
What is that recovery like though? Like when you have twins, did you tear?
What?
You didn't tear with twins?
I've never torn, praise God.
What? Do you oil?
Man.
Yeah.
Wait, before like weeks before,
no,
or like
just
just
the whole
during?
time you just.
Yeah, like third trimester is when we started doing perineum massages.
What's that?
Oh, that's what I'm about.
I like rub oil like every day, like vitamin E oil. Like I just make sure it's like dry so it doesn't get crusty and.
She said I want it crusty. No, the perineal massages is when you put your finger at the base of your opening. Well, now I have my husband do it because I can't. And he presses down in a U shape to help.
This sounds like it turns into something else.
They does not feel comfortable. I can tell you that right now. I was not like, oh yeah. I was just like, okay, to help stretch that skin out. And then also my doctor, who's great, he does that while I'm giving birth.
That's what they did to me.
Yeah. So my skin was malleable enough, and I don't give birth to huge babies. Like he was my biggest at 7 pounds 3 ounces. So that helped keep me from tearing. So yeah, no tearing. I've never torn.
I thought this was like a
pleasurable
massage.
Oh God, no. If it is, he ain't doing it right. He's doing something else.
Okay.
So you said third trimester you started doing perineal massages, and then of course your doctor did it while you were giving birth.
Yeah.
That's good. See, I didn't have that time. My baby was in it. I got to the hospital at 9. He was born at 9:30.
Right.
Damn, you almost had him in the car. Like, he just flew out, shot out.
Yeah.
You know. So how did you, besides doing that and the fitness, was there anything else that you did to prepare for birth?
I'm trying to think. Other than making sure I just had everything and just having a really good conversation with my doctor and just being like, yo, I really want to have him vaginally. Yeah. Are you down for that? And he was like, if your body allows you to do it, I'm down for you to do it.
That's good.
So, and then just finding a hospital that had, for me, there are people who are absolutely okay with the cesarean, and that is fine for them. For me, I truly wanted to be able to care for my kids and not worry so much about my body. So I was just like, while I did also talk to people who had cesarean, just because I knew that I was high risk for one, so that I wasn't like completely thrown off guard if it happened. So I also made sure I had a postpartum girdle. To kind of help, because literally my stomach had stretched so far, so there was a lot of stomach having to figure out how to get back to normal size. So I wore that. I want to say day 2. I put that thing on.
Why did you tell me this, Angel? I still look like I'm pregnant because I didn't wear a girdle.
What is it? It's the ones that clip.
They clip and zip. They did both. Clip it and zip it.
Like a waist trainer, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a waist trainer. Yeah.
Wet girl, right after you have a baby. Because look how amazing she looks.
You're so sweet. Somebody just asked me if I was pregnant, but that is very sweet.
You don't look pregnant.
And she was like, I didn't see. Congratulations. I was like, this is from a baby that's here.
It just came out.
I've never even
thought about that. Well, what about, so equipment-wise, what's different with twins that you didn't know you needed? Like, obviously, you have to have 2 car seats.
2 car seats, double stroller. What are they called? Juvie was the brand. Has a great double stroller situation where you can put the carrier, your car seat carrier, and they end up, instead of it being stadium seating where one is behind the other, they are facing each other, like they're this way, but they can see each other.
That's cute.
So that one was great, and the stroller was so lightweight because you want things that don't weigh a whole lot because you have the weight of your children already. You want floor space. That's what I always said. The closer you can get to the floor with twins, the better you are. You ain't got to worry about people falling. You right there. You already on the ground. They roll off of you. That's fine. They already at the floor. So, I made sure we always had floor space. If I was at I had no problem. Don't pull off my mic. I had no problem. If I had to nurse, like I'm doing this child now who is over here playing with my nipple, he's holding on.
He is. See, look, newborn strength is crazy.
Yes, anything.
There you go.
A Hulk. I had no problem sitting in the floor to nurse. I was like, if I just get on the floor, I don't have to worry about dropping you off. I'm serious. I had traveled with my twins a lot. I had to travel with them by myself. I got
what?
Like on an airplane?
Wait, how does that work?
How did you say?
What do you check at the beginning? How do you carry them? All that.
So only check the big luggage at the beginning. The stroller and the car seats will get checked at the gate. And potentially, like when they got a little bit older and they weren't in like these type of carriers, they were in just regular car seats. I would put one on the plane and another child would sit with me. But I had kind of like the ergo carrier, like that you clip to yourself. I had a thing that was for twins called the Twingo carrier. So one will be in the front and one will be in the back.
Wait, how do you determine who goes where? Does it matter?
Just whoever was the fussiest would be in front. Whoever needed to see my face.
I know, she's like looking it up right now. She's like, wait a minute, what is this? I always wondered, I was like, how do you put twins in a carrier? So there's a twin carrier. Why didn't I think of that?
So that my hands could be free getting onto the plane, and I would just be holding like the diaper bag, and maybe I would have like the stewardess help me put the car seat on, and then once the car seat was in a seat, I would take like the one in the front, set them in the car seat, buckle them in. The one in the back would sit, in my lap. And then just reverse engineer when it's time to get off the plane.
I'll be complaining with one, okay? The fact that you did all this with two babies, I've just been like, look, he ain't going nowhere. Y'all not seeing. I'd
be sweating. I'd be like, all right. And be getting mad at people moving slow that ain't got, I'd be like, no.
What's gonna go to the bathroom?
We all going. They just strap you on. Somebody's gonna be, and I'd be like hovering over the toilet.
I've had to like hover with the carrier a lot of times.
Yeah, just
before Matt started walking, and then as soon as he walked, I was like, "Thank you, Lord!" And he can stand there.
Yeah, just stand
right. She always stands and like looks under the.
I know.
Like, come on, someone's peeing.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. My child's looking at you. I am sorry.
So sorry. He's not a pervert. He's just scary.
Pervert.
Eventually, I'll take him to the strip club and he'll learn your story.
There you go. Right? There you go. So wait, what is breastfeeding like for twins? What's that schedule like?
I'm a very I don't want to say carefree mom, but I'm not a mom that likes schedules because I don't want to be held down. I'm like, you gotta go with the flow because that's my life.
Yeah.
But with breastfeeding, if one was eating, the other one had to eat. I was like, what we're not about to do is split this up where I'm sitting here breastfeeding.
Like together?
So in the beginning, it'd be so funny. One would lay on top of the other because they would be cross-body like this. So one would be like this, the other one I would have their head, their body would be laid across. They didn't care. And then eventually I got the football hold down. So maybe one would be like this and the other one would be like this. Or both would be going the other way. And again, as long as I had a floor or a couch, I could make it happen. But that was the one thing that I was hell-bent on, though, was you all have to eat at the same time. There is none of this. Yeah. One eats and then the other. Nah. I was like, I'm not doing it. I was like, you just gonna starve because I'm not the kitchen.
Then you forget. Wait, which one did I feed again?
Did they look different?
Very.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they barely look like cousins to me.
This is amazing. I think about everything I complain about.
I know, and then Angel over here, I'm like, dang.
I got one to eat. Didn't want to feed one.
You were like, I just can't do
anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, and they were easy. I can't really complain about them. They were easy. The only reason why it was difficult is the little bit of difficulty that they gave me. It's because it was two of them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I had really complicated, fussy kids.
Yeah.
They were just simple.
And now you have your last baby.
My last baby.
Anyone thinking about having a kid, she just made it all sound worth it.
I know. Because if you listen to me, you'd be like, oh.
Me too. I have no kids.
How has your career changed?
You know what? I feel like I go into auditions and stuff with a completely different mindset. Like, you're not about to waste my time. And it actually goes better that way. Because I can't afford to waste their time either. Right. I'm just like, because I had to pay a babysitter to come and get in front of you all. So you about to get something real good. Yeah. And you better pay attention. Okay? Because I just had to pay somebody $15 to $20 an hour to be here. Right. So I feel like my career has actually gotten way more solid, which is crazy. But I also believe if God provides a baby, he provides the provision. So.
There you go. Amen. So. Amen for that. And we apologize for there's some construction going on, y'all. We apologize for
that. They're adding another wing to her house.
You know, yes. To the mansion.
Yeah.
Now, Angel, where can we find you on social media and your YouTube channel? Tell us all about it.
Yes, well, on almost every single platform, you can find me under That Chick Angel. YouTube's That Chick Angel TV. I also have if you're loving mommy content, I also have a podcast and Facebook. I'm sorry, my child is doing the most. Facebook watch show called Mommy Confessions. And you can see this little baby on in the interwebs under Tanksley Pride. So,
yes. By the way, y'all need to follow Angel. She is hilarious. She does skits on there. Every time she's had a baby, she's done some kind of like announcement video that is just awesome. The most recent one, I was just like, this is.
Thank you.
I'm so proud she's
my visual album. Yes, thank you.
You're so talented. And then your petty prayers be getting me. Y'all follow her. She'll make your day so much better, and she'll make you not want to beat your kids that day.
Even though I be wanting to beat.
So before we get out of here, this was great, guys.
It was.
Yeah, this is like giving me a new perspective on this second child.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
You're gonna be more than great.
I feel like a whole lot calmer. I was already calm, but I feel like, okay, maybe I'll be open.
I look how easy. Angel is just so easy breezy. Girl, it is what it is. That's what I want.
Before we get out of here, we like to leave you with some inspiration. This segment's called I'm Fine.
Yes.
For mommies who like to lie and say they're fine when they're really not. So today, self-love is always about asking yourself what you need every day and making sure that you receive it. And so for me right now, it's always about, I always want more time. It always feels like I never have enough time.
Yeah.
And right now, I think it's with my husband. And so I'm always like, can we go on a date? Or can I talk to you? Can we and just being intentional. I keep saying that, but everything right now is so intentional. I think this new baby coming. And it's like, can I have more time? Can we just spend some time together? Can we watch a movie? Yeah. You know, we'll make cookies at night and just sit and watch The Flash or whatever we watch, all these animated Marvel Comics shows. And we'll stay up all night, and that's so great to me. So it's just like being intentional about like what you need in your life right now is like what I really need right now.
I know. I need to intentionally stop eating these cookies. That's what I need to intentionally.
They're vegan cookies from Costco.
That's the problem, because I'll be like, they're vegan. I can have double the amount. It's not true.
This is great.
Not true. All right, y'all. It's been so great. Thank you for taking the time, taking a break with us. We had so much fun with you. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Amar, for coming and spending time with us. Where can we find you one last time?
Say Tanksley Prime.
Yeah. And you, Angel?
That Chick Angel.
All over the internet. And you can find me, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop, everywhere on social media.
And Marisa Johnson, at She Is Marisa J.
And don't forget to follow our podcast at MNAB Podcast everywhere. We love you guys. See you next time.